So this is a selection of many projects from the last 10 years. Most of them use touch, I believe. And we will see a lot of them. Actually, I'm going to fire many videos, images of all the projects. And the first topic of the talk was something a bit boring and techy, was iPad and phone apps. But preparing the talk, I completely changed everything because I felt I had so much to say, and I really wanted to show concrete examples of touch. And it almost, you a bit like Luke this morning with AI and everything today, it almost become like a self-therapy for me to see how I evolved during all those years. And I'm sure you're going to reflect also. I'm trying to show you a bit what's inside my head, and I'm sure you're going to find a bit similarities. I have my timekeeper here, 1 minute already. So here is, this is the whole presentation, and I have some videos also. I will try to go fast on the beginning and keep some time for 3 case studies. So 2 Moment Factory projects and the big project that I'm working on, Les Fantômes here. And then you see there's only 8 minutes left for iPad and phone stuff. But I have the proof that it's here. We're going to talk about this guy a bit. So let's go. So you've seen some projects in the video already. Some more here that we're going to talk about. So this is Red Hot Chili Peppers World Tour 2017. We did, so at Moment Factory, maybe you don't know, it's a big studio in Montreal. They have some branches in the world, 400 people, and I was lucky enough to enter when we were only 50 people as an intern, and they kept me for 10 years. And for COVID, I decided to come back to France, to my roots. But I was so lucky to be there. I had so many great teams, and of course, I didn't do everything. It was just a little ant in those huge projects with 50 people. So I don't take credit for everything, of course. I did, the GIFs are not running, but whatever. And this is more the projects of today. And also something important, alongside Moment Factory, I always try to keep some time for personal projects. At the time I was using V4, TouchDesigner for nerds, with no image, just little gray boxes. And eventually, in 2015, I fully switched to touch. Okay, let's move on. So this is, I did some workshops with students recently, so I wanted for them to relate. I wanted to show them from school to nowadays what was my, so it's a glimpse of where I've been at, and you can see, so also, I forgot to mention that I started in Germany. It's the Meso studio. They built VVVV. That's why I started with them. And then Moment Factory for 10 years. I did many projects. And then we started with my wife. We went back to France, and we still run our own studio, just 2 people, which is called Les Fantômes, and you're going to hear a lot about that. I think I can use the present feature of Miro, which is much easier. Look at that, Greg. For touch up. Okay, and so this is also something I did for the students I was doing workshop for, and I did that during COVID. Everybody had a self-crisis thing, like what can I do, what can I not do, what should I delegate, what am I good at, what am I shit at. So I mapped all my skills, and in red it's the things I didn't know at all, but that I had interest for. So it's very interesting to look at that 5 years after for me. But now I have another big subject in my life. I became a dad 2 years ago, so it's taking a lot of energy, a lot of time. It's amazing, but the time has changed. And what I really wanted to highlight in the last 5 years, the things that I really worked on, and I didn't expect, was Blender. I used it a lot. I'm going to show you why. Blender has become my everyday tool for many things. Pre-rendered, not real time. Python with AI recently, obviously. All the business skills and artistic direction, everything. I'm more I needed, since we are two in the studio, I needed more space and to build ideas and find clients and find projects. And I put TouchDesigner was in green in 2020. Now it's back to yellow because I don't know anything about pops. I'm shit at extensions in Python. I'm doing my best, but I was a bit scared to speak today because I'm sure most of you kill me at Touch. So I put it in yellow, and also I had these big expectations of learning Unreal and Unity, and I never had the time to, because all the tools I have, Touch, Blender, cover so much already. Greg, that was the map you requested, but again, for the workshop, I wanted to explain what is TouchDesigner in my head, in my toolbox. So all these around TouchDesigner are things I used to use, or some of them I still use. But I really had the feeling at the time, and I still have, that Touch connects all these tools together, right? So you can do a design in Photoshop, you bring it to Touch, and then you make it audio reactive with Ableton, and then it goes to the Graname lighting console, etc. So I think the power of Touch still relies on the flexibility and the ins and outs that you can bring. I put some screenshots, sorry, I should have brought that before. So again, for the students, and very quickly, so this is how I see all my projects. It's been a while. It's always like this, right? Vincent, for your projects, you have inputs, the touch blocks, and then you have an output. And the clients or the audience, they see the output at the end. So for instance, for Red Hot Chili Peppers, we had cameras on the band, we had the guitar plugged in our system, and we were outputting video screens, a big chandelier above the crowd, and it looked like this. So I'm not lying, you can see Touch at the bottom here. And what was very satisfying with this project is we were just dealing with 25 by 40 pixels maps, one made of color and one made of grayscale for the height of the thing. So it was super smooth, super fast to use, and super satisfying. I was just like, boom, it was a crazy design. And the band never showed up for the rehearsals because they are crazy artists, so they just saw everything at the end. But we made 50 songs in 1 week, I believe. So yeah, that's super interesting. I have the video, but I feel like I won't have time, so maybe later. And actually, even working for Les Fantômes, we still do some contracts for Moment Factory or for Super Bien in France. So we still do some white label work for people. And I worked for this World Tour Messi experience thing 2 years ago, I believe. So this, again, I don't take credit for everything. It was a team of 50 people. But I was involved in, and I'm going to show you a video, for the conception and design, and I used extensively Touch for that. So I felt it was relevant. Maybe I'll show you quickly a Red Hot. So yeah, think of this, it's just a 25 by 40 pixel video, and the outcome is super cool. I'm a big fan also, of course. So the intro song was Can't Stop, and we used like, it will fall on the crowd and then go up and down and strobe in all manners. So this is Red Hot. And this is actually just behind the scenes stuff that's not available on the web. So we made, so this is actually Blender. We made some, I worked especially on the interactive part, so we had to explain to the clients and to Messi's board, Messi management. These are my football skills in my office. So we built this quiz thing where you have to answer with the soccer ball. So I did a quick, this is me with my friend. We did some, this is some, it's interesting because I'm also a big fan of animation, and this is what brought me for Les Fantômes project. So I did all the animation, After Effects, and image by image, rotoscopy, etc. also. And this is also Blender, so to do all the layout, the scenography, yeah. So it shows you a bit how a design phase looks like at Moment Factory when we have to discuss with the clients everything gets rejected, and you work again for 1 year, and then all the politics, and it's a bit difficult. But in the end, the project the quality of the project is here, and obviously it's impossible to reach that with my small studio in France. Speaking of the small studio, here we are. So how do I approach that? Because I'm speaking a lot about this, but maybe I show you like this. So these were the early stages of the studio. What's the concept? The concept is we want to hide the technology. We go to, since 5 years, we went to 60 cities in Europe. And the idea is that we give the tools to people to animate their own character called a Fantôme in less than 5 minutes, and with no technology, no Kinect, no nothing, just a paper and a pen. So we have this little tablet. Yeah. It's like a video maton. I don't know how to say in English, but it's like a photomaton video. I'll just do demonstration if you want. So I'll do it my hand. Okay, I move for 5 seconds. Then I can it's a bit laggy because it's on battery. Then I can put the in and out all the iPhone users, you know, of course we were inspired by iPhone and stuff, etc. Lighting, scale, move, and then you print the board and it splits in 8 frames. You can also do cadavre exquis, I don't know how to say, exquisite corpse, I think. It's like 40 frames instead of just 8. And there's going to be a specific QR code on the board. And then people take that physically, and there's no computer whatsoever after, and they draw the character. And the idea, it's a bit like in Where is Waldo, Où est Charlie, that at the end, we project back everybody, all the characters, in a big mapping show with 3D illusions, all the ingredients of the mapping show, but with this layer of humans and the imperfection of the drawings of everybody. But you're going to see, I have a quick video. Let's show the video now. I just put it in the background and comment. Just some, it's difficult because I'm speaking up. So this was, it started in 2018 at the beginning. There was no idea of workshop. I was just fascinated by in the skateboard magazine. Who has ever bought a skateboard magazine in the room? Nice, cool, okay, so in the skateboard magazine, they break down the tricks in movement, like a chrono photography. And when I was a kid, I was so nerdy, I would scan to make GIFs, and then I did a shitty website for my friends, and it was, I don't know, it's in me. I'm fascinated by the movement. And it started like this. And then we felt, but it sucks to just have skaters in the thing. So why don't we ask everyone to move, to find some poetry in the gestures of every day, you know? And this is the first prototype in my kitchen in Montreal, just before I left for France. So I had nothing. I just had my polystyrene box and my Microsoft Surface. And then we polished the thing over and over. This is the last part where you scan the board and it comes out right away. And then we bought a truck called La Fantomobile. You can see my wife Marie, the kids also here. And we started, it was during COVID, so actually for us it was a big push because our stuff was outside. And the cities, the regions, they had no idea because all the shows, they were cancelled, etc. So we got many, many dates, especially in west of France, so Normandy, Vendée, Nantes, etc. And it evolved. You can see in action. So it's very different from the usual TouchDesigner project, but actually more similar to your work, Vincent. But there's no crazy shaders, there's no crazy particles. It's all about scanning, and the patch is very simple. I won't even show it to you. So a lot of work also on the scenography. We did a partnership with Epson. I feel like it's going so fast and it's a bit too much, but maybe I stop talking for half a second. And so this is the mix of the characters. So this is 3 years after, where we pimped a bit our game in with the 3D, the depth, the mapping skills, which was not my specialty before, but we did some collaboration with brands. This is the Rugby World Cup in Nantes, and all the usual mapping, construction, deconstruction, etc. And what I wanted to talk about today is the fact that when people go back home, we wanted to give the ability for them to scan the board again, because they keep the physical board, and to find their character and to be able to show it to their family and be proud of what they had accomplished. And recently, we also moved to a colored version, and I have it here. I might even do a demo. So it's a very early prototype too, but the idea is that you, a bit like Walt Disney, I think he did a book at the time, but you learn about the techniques. So you start with a bouncing ball, and then you animate a walking character, and then you animate a skateboarder again. I think I won't do the test because we don't have much time, but you have a code at the beginning. You have a code at the beginning of the thing, and you can collect all your creations and then turn them into Instagram stickers for the teenagers around here. Instagram is a very effective way. All the teenagers, they come to our things, they're like, and as soon as we pronounce the word, well, you can do stickers on Instagram, everybody's like, so they do it by two. They do some TikTok dance that I don't know. We have a lot of Mbappé and Ronaldo also. But what's very, so I'm joking, but what we are really trying to create is this creative bubble. So the scenography is made of wood and plants, and we put fake grass on the field, and we go in parking lots, and we really try to give people this 30 minutes of, okay, I forget who I am, I just draw, I meditate, and I create something that I did not expect. So going back to this, so again, I find this interesting because I will go very fast. So this is what I do when I do workshops for Touch. I try to not dive too much in the technical. I try to go as soon as possible to the fun part and the creative part. So I did that in some schools in the last years. So here the idea is, I like it that with Touch you can go full screen and you can create an instrument just with your laptop. And there can be many kinds of instruments, but you guys know that. So I give some ideas, and then I say, okay, let's go for half an hour. Here are the basics: a rectangle, a circle. You can animate the circle with an LFO and brightness. Oh, look, you can make the background with some shapes, and then you add a character, and you make it move with the LFO here. And then, okay, never forget that in TouchDesigner you can do one thing in 10 ways. It's very important, because it doesn't matter, don't follow the tutorials. Just the end result is the most important. And then I'm super honest and I say, don't worry, I use 30 of them and I don't know them all after 10 years. And what I think is very important is that the families, obviously, I don't have the pops yet, right? But we have families, and we can go from one family to another, and then we start. And then I give them some examples of the case studies, so they can dig a bit. And I give them 6 exercises. I don't know if the GIFs will load, but it's okay. And I give them exercise here, and I give them 2 names of operator with nothing else, and they go for half an hour or 20 minutes, and then I have this time lapse of how it's done, etc. So usually I give this for a quick homework, and they come back the next day, and they build bigger apps that they want to do. I'm good at timing. So this is the last part, and this was supposed to be the whole presentation, but I think it's good that that we don't spend too much time on the technical. So these are again the steps that you saw in the video before. I won't go into details. So, and one very important thing is that when we started, we were actually, it was during COVID, we were road tripping in West Canada with my wife, and we were drawing these things. Like, it was our dream, you know. I wanted a Kangoo, but my wife said it was lame. So we bought a Peugeot partner for the story. I'm sad still, but you know, I think it's for the Darty, you know, the Darty ad from our childhood. Greg and Isabel, you don't know, but it's in our hearts, you know. So we built this, we did the SketchUp, then I draw on top with my iPad, and this was our dream. So you can see the 3 steps: bouge, dessine, and scan. It was there, but we felt, okay, so what do we do for bouge? Maybe we can do an iPad app, you know, it must not be that expensive. And so, sorry, I did a quick, I'm cheating because this is actually the final screenshot, but I did a quick design on Figma. Okay, I need the invite screen, the red button, and I checked with some agencies, it was 30 grand to do that. With just one version, you can't touch it, so it was a no, obviously, for us. And I was, at the time, I wasn't good with C++, and still. I wasn't that good with Python, but I had 10 years of touch in the background. And I forgot that Microsoft, they had this Surface tablet, you know? And you can pretty much prototype anything that you want from that, okay? So in about the prototype that you saw in my kitchen, I think it took 1 day to make. Just the camera, a red button, record, movie file out, boom, and then split, super easy. You have a video of 1 second. You take some cache selects, 8 of them, and you stick them in a grid, and you output the JPEG. Easy. So I don't know why I didn't think right away of touch, because I was stuck with the iPad. Maybe it's Apple marketing that was in my head. And so very nice prototype in the polystyrene. First ever, actually at the beginning we were a bit more, how do you say, optimistic. We had 16 frames, 18 frames, but it ended up being too narrow for the drawing, so we went to 8. And eventually it became a bit more polished, like you saw. I have the patch here. And it's funny because I looked at your patch, you were saying, oh my God, it's spaghetti, it's spaghetti. If you look at my patch, man, it's like, and this one is one of the tidiest of my patches. So here, I think I can even run it maybe. Let's try for fun. Salut. Attends. Maybe not. It's a weird picture of me. I don't know where it's coming from. It was before at the... Okay, it crashed. No. Okay, so just a quick... bah oui, bien sûr. Merci, les gars. I told you I'm not good at touch anymore. Coucou. So it's me here. There is... I don't dare clicking because it's not made to be on the laptop. Everything is on Git also. It's stuff that I learned after to use versioning. So everything is on Git. I can synchronize easily, and we will speak about it later. Okay, and maybe it's not the right way to do, but I have some kind of a state machine where you see all the screens, they are here. I don't know if I can show them. Okay, but I have some kind of, I put some pen and paper and I felt, okay, what are the states of my program? The gallery, the intro, the countdown, the snap, the editing, and the printing. And then so I split everything, and it goes to a container here. And there's a nice select that's dynamic, that's taking from my state machine, and it selects the intro slide. So nothing fancy, but and this, believe it or not, even this, I feel, and we'll see it later, it's a bit hard to maintain. When 6 months after I have a bug, I need to go back inside, I forgot everything, okay, there's a Python, so So we're going to discuss that, but I feel that even this scale of apps, which don't seem much, I feel in Touch, it's always a bit clunky, and if we were several people to work on it, also another challenge to me. So I felt it was interesting to show you this for the rest of the presentation. So back to today. So today we now have several. Maybe I show you this too. Where is it? Oh, I have Miro 5 times open. Oops, sorry, tac. So I have also a server running in my office at the moment with some Python and some Touch. So this is this guy here. Maybe, do you want to see a demo? Okay. Where's my phone? Don't know, it's gonna be hard if I don't. Whatever, sorry, I won't do it. I just have 4 minutes left. But it's working with this guy. The idea is that I'm using Airtable. I'm going to show you the thing. But when you take a picture, you take the code, it brings you to a page with a web app. So this was the whole point. That's why we said how to make phone apps with the help of touch. And the web app will simply get the picture. So say you take the picture, you draw here, you take the picture. It will be sent to the internet and send a webhook to this computer, which is distant. And then some Python will take the codes on the sides, do all the stuff that you can't do in a web app, and output the GIF back to the web. And then in less than 10 seconds on my phone, it looks like everything happened in my phone. Make sense? Okay, I'm going to show you the schematic. So this is it's just a NUC, like a NUC, a very small computer running 20 euros of electricity for 1 year. So I don't feel too bad. And what else? So we have, during the workshops, we have the tablets, we have the scanner, the last thing. These are full TouchDesigner still. Sometimes we have a live laptop that shows live Giant, the result in Giant. And this is what I just showed you. So this is what the web app takes. It goes to the server with some Python. And there's some keying also, so it keys the white around the character, and then it animates a little banana swinging. It's a dédicace, je sais pas comment on dit, a tribute to touch. Voilà. Nobody understood, but it's fine. And this is where things become interesting, because this used to be full touch. So the marker detection, the corner pin, but actually I had some issues with that, and more, who in the room is using Cursor AI for Python? So just in short, I have it here, but I think I have a snapshot. Cursor AI it's like Visual Studio, so it's like you can do code in any language, and there's an assistant on the side, and you just prompt. I think Luke, you told about it, and this changed my life 1 year ago, because I'm not that good at standalone Python and Node.js and React and all these things I knew nothing about, and now I'm able to do a full website, and so you can see here I moved a lot of things out of TouchDesigner. I'd be the advocate of the devil, but we'll discuss later. But I think, Luke, you said this morning, maybe now we have these tools. Isn't it a challenge for TouchDesigner, which used to be so simple, but now we have new tools that are very simple too. So there's a big balance, and this is what I want to open at the end. So this is what Cursor looks like, sorry. Can you see, actually? So you have your code, you have all your code base on the left, so exactly like in Visual Studio. The only difference is that you have a little assistant here that knows all of your files, and you can refactor, you can do some crazy stuff, I don't have an example here, but you can say, okay, I want a TCP connection and set a webhook with Airtable with this is my API codes, you just drop that and it changes 15 files, and it's not working the first step. Usually you have some errors you have to fix, which is okay, and then you're good to go. So it's not as simple as it sounds, and this is interesting, but can you see everything? I don't want to spoil my last image. I know, like this. Up. Okay. But there's still room for touch. Greg, don't worry. Because, so I brainstormed this morning in the train, and that's why I say at the beginning it was a bit like a therapy for me. Because you remember the map with all the skills? It feels like now, I don't know how you feel, and it's an open question, but it feels for me and for some of people I talk to, that now the map of the skills doesn't matter that much, because it looks like you can add a new skill and branch to it rather quickly, much quicker than before. And actually the best expression of that is maybe tomorrow I'll be able to build the iOS app that cost 40K 5 years ago. Maybe now I'm able to build it in 2 days. And I didn't try because of my kid and I have no time. But it's just changing completely the paradigm, and it's a bit crazy because it happened in only 6 months. So, and we don't know what to expect. But the conclusion, because I know I don't have much time left, this guy looks very happy and in harmony, and it's easy. But the reality, which gives a lot of room to touch in the future, because we still need, it doesn't work like you prompt and it works, you prompt and it works. It's not true. You have an extra hand that comes, and then you have a weird finger, and the guy is so you all know you all have prompted stuff already, but and it's a chance that it's still not perfect, of course, but there's and just the tools are not perfect, but it comes also with the fact that everything seems open. All of a sudden you have no limits, and then it crushes you from the inside because you don't know where to go and you're lost. So I don't know if people can relate. Do people relate if you use AI? Like you feel that you can do anything, but this breaks you from the inside, no? Or am I the only one? Please raise your hand. Please help me. Thanks. So, and I'm sorry, I'm not a philosopher, and I would love to put the right words on this feeling, because it's not haunting me, but I think it's a very interesting question for us technologists today. But I brainstormed some ideas this morning, but I won't go through it, so you can take a picture. But here we are in 2025. I don't know what's coming, but I think I'm going to try the iPad, the iOS thing in the next 2 days to see where I'm at. But Touch definitely remains the one that can connect super fast with the node programming. So I think there's no comparison. And if you're thinking of incorporating AI, I like also, Marcus, what you said about the kilowatts that it consumes also, that we need to be very careful. So yeah. I hope it wasn't too much, and that's it if you have questions.
Thank you very much. I do remember also your workshop in Montreal for the Summit 2019. That was what is it called?
Rue de Goldberg machine.
Yes.
All the participants, they will do one part that will fall into the next one. I think Cécile was here. Yes. There was a piano, there was a train, miniature train. It was a bit crazy.
It's and a lot of the projects that you do remind me of some of the simplicity as well, of the ideas behind it. Perhaps something also, the simplicity of something that you can come up with that makes joy might be actually something that in AI might be a little bit difficult. They're like the things that come out are overly complex often. And perhaps also from coding projects I tried it on, their solutions are often very complex right now. Where you're more easy things. Also, Harshini is here, and we were at Borg Giebichenstein with the Node Institute. It just reminded me again of it. The students, the simplicity of some of the projects that they had, but ingenious, like just a sensor on the door and a video loop, and if somebody opened the door, this video loop of this woman's hair was just going. Beautiful. Anyway, any questions?
Philippe, where are you doing workshops? Are you doing them regularly, or and what age group?
I don't do it anymore because unfortunately it's very tough with the schedule. But I used to do people in their 20s in engineering school or art school in near Nantes area. But I don't. Unfortunately, I don't have much time to do it. We've got to pay the bills.
Yeah. I thought when you said kids, I was thinking
No.
children.
It was a bit fast, so just to understand well, you don't have an iPad, it's a Microsoft Surface, and you have TouchDesigner running on that.
Yes, sorry, it was super fast.
And where is the part with the web app? Is that the same thing, or?
The thing is, I can't find my phone. I wanted to show you. It's wait. The web app is all made in, right now it's Node.js and Express because it was before AI, so I did it on my own, I learned, it was painful. But now in a second you ask refactor to React, and it's super fast, and it deploys on Vercel through GitHub. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. But I was super curious, when I was working at Moment, I will never touch this part. Some other people will do it, and I was very, envious, like to learn, and I felt bad not knowing all this. And I will show you after. I don't want to bore you with some. It's a very interesting question because we do regularly some what we call Fantômes. So we go in a city with the truck. We do 4 days, 3 days of workshops, and we do 2 nights of projection. So the next one is in Rouen, in Normandy. We have for us the autumn is the high season because the night comes sooner. So we have maybe 6 or 7, and a lot during the Christmas season. But we also have some larger projects, and we are actually doing a forest with lights, similar to what Moment Factory has done. So we are working in that in Brittany, and yeah, so many stuff coming.
I really appreciate how all your projects are so full of, well, it starts with movement, bouge being the first,
Yes.
and it's full of motion and life and joy is what I see. I don't know how much time you actually spend sitting at your computer, but what comes across is this very lively experience, which is really cool to be able to achieve, I think.
Yes, so I was listening. I'm just thought I could show you the app here. And so this is, for instance, the last, so this is the app that works on a phone too. And to answer your questions, this is very important to us. We have a lot of inspiration from Michel Gondry, from Keith Haring, from La Linea, from GR, like many people who they want to find in anybody, you can find some poetry, some beauty. And what we like about this is in a 1 second, 10-second movement, there's some personality to it, and you can add some costumes and music and whatever. So this is the result of one workshop, and then we incorporate that into larger stories with studio Fantômes made in studio. They hold lanterns. You've seen them in the video before, but I invite you to go to our Instagram. Maybe you're gonna see more. I don't want to take too much of the time. Yeah, and this is the. Sorry, you tell me, Marcus, when I go.
That's a good question, Isabel. How much time do we have?
Okay.
So we probably should give you a big round of applause. And
Merci.
thank you very much.